So there's this point in John's Gospel where Jesus says that he's come to bring life in all its fullness. And yet, for many church leaders and for leaders in our schools, it can feel like life in half its fullness.
There's a recognition that clergy these days are under considerable pressure in their lives and that their well-being is not as good as it ought to be. Far less research has been done in terms of the lay leaders, the frontline lay leaders in the church, but the suspicion is that people are being asked to do more with less, and therefore, in all likelihood, they're going to be struggling in ways similar to the clergy at the moment.
So that's why we have created this new project, an initiative between St Benedict Centre and the Diocese of Rochester, a project called Cascade, which will all be about the flourishing and the well-being of our leaders in schools and in churches, trying to encourage their physical, their relational, their emotional and spiritual well-being.
There is a wonderful little stream that runs through the Abbey grounds, and it exits the Abbey grounds into something called the Malling Cascade. The cascade as a metaphor, as an idea, is something that lies behind this project. The idea is very simple. It's that if we can do something which enhances the well-being of the frontline church workers, that's laity and ordained people, that will automatically cascade out into the communities that they are trying to serve.
It's not necessarily just flicking a light switch and suddenly there's bright light, but like those dimmer lights that actually start to get a little bit lighter. I think we'll see that happen in people's lives as hopefully we start to address through our initiatives the things that are important to people. And as those lights start to come on in different ways, we'll find that working through in their households, in their relationships, within their churches, because I'm such a believer in the imitation effect, that actually as we see people changed in different ways, that has a really good knock-on effect in other people's lives.
We have a Benedictine tradition here, and behind the Benedictine tradition lie some very clear principles of stability, of obedience, of conversion of life. We feel this is a place where you can take time out, where you can stop, where you can find a level of stability and inner peace which you won't find in your normal place of work or somewhere which doesn't hold these wonderful spiritual principles within them.
But to get to that point, we don't just want to offload a whole load of ideas. We need to understand from people what those issues are for them. So we will be consulting in the time ahead to ensure that people can say, these are the issues that we feel are really important for our flourishing in ministry and in schools. And we'll then take those on board and run with them. Because we want to seek the kingdom of God. We want that kingdom to break through in God's new creation, and above all, for people to experience the fullness of life that Jesus promised in John's Gospel.